A woman in STEM and immigrant to Canada, Dr. Fry's career spans over decades of glory and accomplishments in science and beyond. Dr. Fry immigrated to Canada in 1970, practicing family medicine at St. Paul's Hospital for decades. She was the leader in the medical community, serving as president of the Vancouver Medical Association, the BC Medical Association, and the Federation of Medical Women. She also hosted the popular medical information show Doctor on CBC television. In an urge to bring reforms for community development, Dr. Fry started her unstoppable political career in 1993. Her strength, determination, power of initiation, and dedication has earned her enormous respect among people. She is indeed an institute in herself and an inspiration for many women in STEM, whether immigrants or others, to think beyond the horizons. Currently, as a member of Parliament, Dr. Fry serves as head of Canada's delegation to the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe's Parliamentary Assembly, where she is also the OSCEPA's Special Representative for Gender Issues. It is a privilege for me to present the Honorable Hedy Fry.
Thank you very much for that very kind introduction, Kristine. I kind of feel a little bit like a fraud. I'm not really someone who started up in STEM. My background when I was going a young woman and in my bachelor degree days was in languages: Spanish literature, French literature, English literature, of course Latin, and geography, which I could suppose is an earth science. But I received a scholarship to go to Oxford, all expenses paid, to get my master's in English. And in doing the research to sit that scholarship exam, I came across a fair amount of dissection of the main characters in Shakespeare's tragedies by an Oxford Don, Oxford professor, who talked about the fact that each of these four main characters that he looked at, Hamlet, Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, and King Lear, were actually had psychological and psychiatric problems. And I kind of got really keen on reading that. And I went in the library and got, all the works from Jung and Freud, and I just read them up. And I thought, oh my gosh, no, I don't want to do English literature. I want to do psychiatry. So my father, my parents were not wealthy at all. They were working poor. We lived in social housing, and my parents were thrilled that I got a scholarship from Oxford with all expenses paid, so they could then go buy their little house and have their two dreams come true. Serendipity made it that I was an only child, and so my father came to me and he said, look, if we can get you into medical school, you have to be a doctor to become a psychiatrist first. I will give you the money that I have saved up if you hadn't received this scholarship, or that I have for my house. And it was difficult at the time with my background in the arts and in languages that I would be able to get to medical school. You had to have a Bachelor of Science to get into medical school. And best I could do for science was geography, and that I knew H2O was water. And so my father went out and he called our family doctor, who did some searching and came back and said, there is a university in Ireland, Dublin, that is looking at the fact that they want to take 10% of their pre-med class as people with backgrounds in humanities, languages, etc., and non-science, because they think that medicine is an art informed by science. And so I got in because they took 10 people whose marks were top of the bell curve, and I got in, and voila, I had 1 year in which to do a Bachelor of Science. Well, given what my father had sacrificed for me, I was determined I wasn't going to let him down, and so in a year I got my Bachelor of Science and went straight into medical school, and the rest is kind of history. I became a physician. but I think one of the most important things I wanted to say to everyone here is that you don't have to therefore begin deciding that you know where you want to go and what you want to do. You must be open to exploring. You must have curiosity to see how many other things there are that you may or may not go to, because I started one place and I ended up another. And now finally I'm in a third phase, which is a politician. But I think for all of you who are pursuing STEM, I think it's really important that women get involved. When I was going into medical school, a lot of people thought that women shouldn't be there. There were 10 women in my class. And so, you know, it was basically a very brand new place for women to go. I could have been a nurse if I wanted, but not a doctor. And so times have changed. And I think that women need to seize the opportunity to get into STEM. Because, you know, one of the things about science is that we now see so much disinformation. Even in a pandemic here, we know the importance of science, truth, data, evidence that will inform what we do. And I think that women, as we well know, psychologically, do think in complex ways. They use both sides of their brain. And therefore, I think it's really important that women consider going into science, technology, engineering, and doing math. I mean, once people started teaching math differently, suddenly women excelled and rose up. It was thought that women couldn't do math, you know. So we have to break down all these barriers. And I think moving forward, getting involved, breaking down the barriers and looking to mentor. I was listening to people talking about mentorship, looking to mentor other women, to get them interested and get them involved, take away the fear that this is not something that they can do. And I think especially in a very important field, which is going to be at the very top of how the world is run, is cybersecurity. Everything is going to be about cybersecurity. And, you know, women probably think, well, nah, I can't do that. But yes, indeed, we have so many jobs coming up within the next, well, right now, in cybersecurity, and there aren't women to fill it. Women only make up 11% of the people working in cybersecurity. So I think it's time for us as women to take off those restraints that have held us back because of socialization and mythology, and show that we can, and in fact, may very well be able to excel in this area. And that is because of the complexity of all the things that bring to bear in terms of science and decision-making and evidence. So that's what I wanted to say. And I think it's, having said that, I'd like to emphasize that all of you that are participating in this particular symposium, it's really important for you to learn from each other. Networking is key. And finding good mentors that will tell you truth about yourself, help you to move forward, tell you where you could do better. This is really important. Critical thinking is a really important part of getting into STEM. It means that you got to look at yourself truthfully and honestly, assess, and make the changes that you need to make. So I want to say that all of you participated are all worthy, and it's important that you participated. But I would like to announce actually the winners of this competition, or of this. So I want to start without much ado and say Jaime Korner. Jaime is a third place recipient. She's from the University of Victoria. She's a PhD candidate in the Elvira group at the University of Victoria. She holds a BSc in chemistry and women's gender and sexuality issues from Brandeis University, USA. Her research focuses on the creation of biomimetic artificial cells and their use in drug discovery. She's interested in pharmacokinetics, specifically the prediction of drug absorption. Outside of the lab, you will find her in her garden, at the yoga studio, or out on one of Vancouver Island's amazing trails with her dog. Jaime Korner, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Are we going to see you, Jaime? Do we get to see her face? No? Oh, I'm not handling the technology here, so. Now I would like to talk about the second place winner, Kristin Hayward from Queen's University. Kristen is a second-year master's student in the Department of Biology at Queen's University. She's part of the Bear Watch Project, a project that aims to respond to a long-expressed desire by northern communities for a means to non-invasively monitor polar bears. Specifically, her project is focused on development and optimization of a test called genotyping in thousands by sequencing GT sequences to genotype polar bears from scat samples that have been non-invasively collected by community members. She holds NSERC funding for this work. In her spare time, Kristen loves to climb, run, and knit blankets for her family. She's dedicated to seeing a cultural shift in academia that actively incorporates equity, diversity, inclusion, and indigeneity. She's currently working with an amazing group of women in STEM to create a gear lending library to help mitigate financial barriers to field research and outdoor participation at Queen's, and would love to chat, so reach out to her. Congratulations, Kristen. And then finally, the number one placeholder is Robin Hayes. She is at the University of British Columbia at TRIUMF, one of my favorite institutions that just makes me wish that I was young again and I could go back and go into particle physics. So Robin is a PhD student at the University of British Columbia and TRIUMF, working on the ATLAS experiment at CERN's Large Hadron Collider. Her work investigates the Higgs bosons coupling to W bosons, which mediate the weak force. Along with her team, she aims to measure the cross-section of Higgs boson production at the UIC by detecting the Higgs boson decay to 2 W bosons. In her spare time, she enjoys hiking, cycling, and perfecting her baking. And I want to thank all of you. Congratulations, Robin. I want to thank the three of you, but I want to thank all of you who participated. And what I wanted you to think about is what I read about these three women. We all tend to think science is pure. That if you go into chemistry, then all you do is fiddle around with Bunsen burners and lab tubes, and you're only in a lab. But if you notice the ability of all these three winners to move outward and to look at science with a broader eye and to make sure that we see the interrelationships between everything. And I think this is what is exciting about what I had said originally, that I think women bring to STEM. They bring that broader inquiry, that ability to understand all of the interrelationships. And this is what's going to interest a lot of young girls in STEM, because they know it's not going to just be that they sit in some lab and they do a bunch of work in a research facility. So there you go. Congratulations. And I just want to say that I'm so proud of all of you, and I want to encourage you. And I hope you will all reach out to young girls in high school and encourage them. Tell them about what you do. Excite them. Thank you.
Khristine? Oh, so I am stepping in. Thank you very much, Dr. Fry, for the inspirational insights you've given us. I didn't know your story of all the challenges that you had to conquer, and I am just so amazed and inspired, and I know everyone else on in this event as well. Congratulations to all who participated, the finalists. It was a very difficult decision to really come up with the final winners. And Robin, Kristine, and Kristine, and Jaime, congratulations, well deserved. Everybody, we look forward to more of your work, scientists. We thank our sponsors. Without you, we wouldn't be having this event. And finally, Thank you very much, Noeen, Dr. Noeen Malik, for creating, conceptualizing, just running away with this idea. It is amazing how successful this first national competition is for SCWIST. We hope to have this as a regular event throughout the years. It is your legacy, Dr. Noeen Malik, and your team, Ashley and Priyanka. Thank you very much for hosting, managing this event. And again, Dr. Hedy Fry, thank you very much for joining us today.
It's my honor.
Hello everyone, as the chair of SCWIST Science Symposium 2021 and as the director of communications and events, I would like to say congratulations to our top 3 winners. Robin for particle physics category from University of British Columbia and TRIUMF, Kristin for climate change and environmental science category from Queen's University, Jaime for drug discovery and oncology category from University of Victoria. At the same time, I would like to convey my message to other 12 finalists and 74 applicants that all abstracts were of very high quality, all research projects were very competitive, all presentations were really good, and it was very hard for us to reach up to this decision. I wish all of you the very best in your future career activities, and in future whenever you would like to contact me, please never hesitate. You can always reach me on LinkedIn. And now actually you will hear messages from vice chair as well as our top 3 finalists and our committee members, and some of the judges have also sent best wishes for you, and our sponsors. So I will leave you here and I wish all of you the best and take care. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ashley Pouw, and I have the pleasure of being the Vice Chair of the 2021 Science Symposium. I just want to say watching the 15 finalists present over the past few months has truly been a delightful experience. I learned so much about so many new fields and was impressed time and time again with all of the amazing projects that all of the finalists were working on. Robin, Kristen, and Jaime, I just want to say congratulations on your winning placements. Thank you for sharing your innovative and exciting research with us, and all the best on all your future endeavors.
Hi, I'm Robin. I participated in the SCWIST Science Symposium recently and wanted to say a little about my experiences. I found that this was a really valuable opportunity from start to finish, having to write an abstract, present my research in a way that was clear and understandable while also being interesting, fielding questions from judges who were experts in the field, and also just getting a chance to hear what other young scientists are working on, all made for a really enjoyable and useful experience. So I'm happy that this symposium went on, and I hope that it happens again next year. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Kristin Hayward, and this year I talked about new genomic methods for non-invasively monitoring Canada's polar bear populations. I had such a lovely and positive experience working with the Society for Women in Science and Technology Seminar Series 2021. It was really nice and empowering to be involved in a seminar series that focused on giving women in science and technology a platform to talk about their research. I have nothing but nice things to say about women supporting and uplifting other women in science and technology, as well as in general, and 10 out of 10, it was just an amazing experience and would recommend it to anyone. Participating in the seminar series itself gave me a safe space to gain confidence with presenting my research and an opportunity to engage in discussion with researchers across different disciplines. Dr. Malik met with me the week of my presentation and ensured that I was comfortable and that all the technology stuff was sorted. The day of my presentation, Dr. Malik and the judges were incredibly kind, welcoming, supportive, and enthusiastic. And something that surprised me was the amount that goes on behind the scenes. So you actually gain access to a lot of different resources as well as a lot of different connections in the science world. Overall, I can't recommend the experience enough, and I look forward to seeing the presentations next year. And I'm incredibly grateful that I got to be involved this year. Thanks so much.
This summer, I had the great pleasure and honor of participating in being a finalist in SCWIST Science Symposium. I really want to thank Noeen for creating this event and serving as our chair, as well as congratulating the first and second place winners, Robin and Kristen, for some really, really incredible and interesting work. And that extends to all of our finalists as well. It was really amazing getting to see the work that women researchers in Canada have been doing over the course of their degrees recently, and kind of branch out from science other than my own and get to hear from them about the research that they've been conducting. I'm really excited to see where all these folks go in their careers next as well. There's really an amazing community of women in science that I'm really proud to be a part of, and I'm hopeful to see kind of how things go through an equity, diversity lens throughout the rest of my career as well. Thank you so much for the honor of being a finalist and winning third place. I'm really happy to have had this opportunity as well, and the networking opportunity too with my fellow panelists during my own talk, as well as other researchers who presented, and of course everyone over at SCWIST.
First, I want to congratulate all of the students who participated in the Society of Canadian Women in Science and Technology program. It was an honor to be able to review many of the proposals. They were all of such high quality, it made it very difficult to rank. Thanks are also due to the mentors and supervisors who guided the students in preparing these proposals and in preparing them for the future. This experience has left me hopeful for the future, to know that young women will be the leadership roles. Thank you.
Always say is think about what actually matters to you, that goes obviously career. If you're here, we've talked about it. Sometimes you care about making a difference with research. Sometimes you want to make a career, a better situation for your family. I think that there are times that you're going to make decisions, career decisions, that you only you know whether it's right for you, and the only way for you to know that is to know what actually matters. So, it was a really dumb move for me to come to Canada. Honestly, I gave up a lot of my network. I changed my name so that I didn't have to cross border with a different name for my children, because I know with a different name, if you're going cross border, it's a hassle. And so I was like, my family will come first. And I was able to recreate my career, and it was fine. But I think that knowing what is that thing that really matters to you, it could be that you want to cure cancer, and that's great. And you may choose not to have a family so that you can do that. That's fine. It's knowing what matters to you, and then knowing that you can justify that to yourself. You don't have to justify it to anybody else, but saying, this is why I'm making the decisions, and then using that as a touch point up. Because like Tom was saying, there's all these different paths in your career, you turn different ways. And if you always have that as a touchstone, then you're making the right decisions for you. And then as you make those calls, it's that much easier.
Very much along the same lines. You should keep pushing to make the place that you work the kind of place you want to work in. You should never see things as just a short-term barrier to get over. If I pretend to be somebody else and work much harder than I'm willing ever to work for a few months, I will be able to get past this moment, and then everything will be perfect afterwards. It won't. You'll get the kind of job that they give to people who work like maniacs, and you will have to work like a maniac for as long as you have that job. It's not just a little hurdle you get over. You have to think about what you really want and then aim for that long term. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. But the important thing is to remember that you want it to be somewhere that you'll be happy long term. So you have to make sure that the place is right for you, and if it isn't, you make it right for you. You can't just expect that you'll change and everything will be great.
Hello, I'm Neda Alexandra Asbah. I'm a postdoctoral fellow at Harvard University. I participated this round as a judge for the particle physics session. I would like to congratulate the three winners. It was very nice to see young women giving such powerful talks on their research and their work. And I would like to wish them all the best for the rest in their career.
Hello, everybody. Many thanks to the organizers for all the work done to encourage young women to work in STEM and for organizing this competition. It was an honor for me to be a jury member. Thank you also to all the sponsors. I found that all top 15 candidates had an impressive publication, this being visible from the very good presentations shown and discussed in the last month. Thus, congratulations to all of you. Please, please continue with the good work. To the winners of this symposium for STEM students, congratulations and best wishes for your next adventures.
I would recommend to everybody that you do your very best. Back to what everybody has said about the importance of building networks. Within that network, you will find referees. And they're special people because they're going to be able to communicate their referral in a really authentic way. As somebody who will often reach out to get a referee's input to a candidate for a role, this can be a very transactional experience if you're not careful. This can be a kind of checkbox, one side of a piece of paper experience. You need a referee who understands not just you as a collection of skills and experiences, but you in terms of your values, what drives you, what has set you on this trajectory. And that combines your academic experience, your commitment to community, and basically your heartbeat. So I think you do need to consider within your network who are going to be the go-to people when that point comes, and that point will come when you wish to make a career shift or you wish to go for that job. You should have at least 3 to 4 people on tap who truly know you. And that's warts and all. Now, you're not expecting your referee to go to a prospective employer and say, well, here's the 5 things I don't like about Steve. I mean, that even though they might know that about you, they're really there to promote you. But you've got to make sure that those referees do it really authentically so that when they get asked that final question, what is the one thing that Steve could do better? You've had that conversation with your referee and you're supporting them in answering that question. So in other words, not a transactional thing. It's a relationship that you build with referees, and it takes time, and it demands that you stay in communication with them.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Hedy Dalahan and I am the Scientific Programme Director for the ADMARE Academy. ADMARE is proud to have been a sponsor of the 2021 SCWIST Symposium Mega Finale. At ADMARE, we are firmly committed to building the talent the life sciences industry needs to thrive. And a critical part of that is addressing issues of gender disparity and to supporting diversity in the Canadian life sciences sector. For us, it is an honour to support events such as the SCWIST Symposium, where we can celebrate the contributions and accomplishments of female scientists in STEM. We would like to sincerely congratulate all of the finalists and winners for this year's symposium. It was astounding and inspiring to see the amazing projects put forth by all the participants. You all deserve a heartfelt round of applause. A special congratulations to this year's winners, Robin Hayes, Kristin Hayward, and Jaime Korner. As a female scientist myself, it was so encouraging to see such a bright and talented group of women producing the caliber of research and innovation that you presented during the symposium. Thank you for being role models in the life sciences community, and ADMARE wishes you all the best in your future endeavours.
Hello, my name is Tom Madden and I'm the President and CEO of Acuitas Therapeutics. Acuitas is proud to be a sponsor of the SCWIST Science Symposium, and we'd like to congratulate the 3 winners, Robin Hayes, Kristin Hayward and Jaime Korner. Being recognised like this is a great achievement. We know how important it is to highlight the contribution of Canadian women in science and technologies. Increasing diversity, inclusion and equity are crucial for the continued advancements in our field. I'm proud to lead a team that is diverse and inclusive, including being more than 50% female. As a team, we're committed to driving innovation forward in the area of lipid nanoparticles as delivery systems for new therapeutics. We certainly enjoyed learning about all of the research projects from the participants in this year's symposium. We hope that you will continue with your research, and we look forward to watching you do great things in your careers. We wish everyone well with your future endeavours.
Hi, my name is Gayatri Gopalakrishnan. I'm a senior QA engineer at Sophos, a leading cybersecurity firm, next generation products and services for endpoint protection and network security. We are very proud to have sponsored the SCWIST Science Symposium this year, along with a few others. This organization and its initiatives definitely shed a great light on the women in Canada making waves in STEM, thereby inspiring many young women to challenge themselves and pursue a rewarding STEM career. This was highly apparent in the passion, hard work, and research that has gone into the projects presented by the 15 finalists. It has been a very interesting few months watching these girls in action. Sophos would love to give a hearty congratulations to the winners Robin, Khristine, and Jaime, and wish you all the very best for the rest of your careers and life. Also, kudos to all the other participants of the Science Symposium, and may you always dare to dream and then make these dreams come true. As Dr. Hedy Fry had mentioned, cybersecurity is a very fast-growing field and is pretty much the need of the hour in this growing digital world. At Sophos, we work on cutting-edge technology powered by threat intelligence, AI, and machine learning to secure users, networks, and endpoints against a wide variety of cyber threats and attacks. Sophos is also very inclusive, diverse, supportive, and a very fun place to work, with many initiatives for mentorship and growth. So for anyone wishing to pursue a career in cybersecurity, please do visit our careers page at sophos.com or in LinkedIn. Thank you again. It was really great to be a part of this awesome symposium.